Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We offer stories of infidelity, betrayal, and redemption. Please like and subscribe. Cheers. Now, on to today's story. Me 25M. My father 55M had an affair with my fiancée 25F. My mom died 4 years ago from cancer, and my fiancé and I used to go to his place for dinner. Nothing unusual about that. He was lonely, but lately his mood had improved and I was about to find out why. So yeah, my dad invited us over to dinner, and then after dinner they told me they needed to talk to me, which was odd to her. Dad, we needed to tell you something. Turns out they have had a sexual relationship for over 3 months, and me being a moron asked how many times I was starting to hyperventilate at that point, and they were both reluctant to share that. I eventually got the full story. Won't write that here, painful enough, and feel stupid for asking. I walked out and left them both and told Dad, you want her, you can keep her, you are both finished with me, and told my fiancée to give me the keys to my apartment. She was crying as she was struggling to get the key of her chain. I did it for her, gave her other keys back, and told her I would pack her things and she could come over and pick it up when I was finished. Her mom came over and picked up her things. She actually sent her mom to do it. I let her in and she had gotten the full story and was so sorry for everything and hoped I would get through this. My dad and I guess ex-fiancé now has been texting and calling me for the last week, not responded or answered any of their calls, and my dad even called the cops because he was worried I might hurt myself. Oh geez, thanks for the concern for my mental health, Dad. Maybe you should have considered that before ducking my fiancé. So I got 2 officers at my door who told me they had received a call from my dad, worried I might harm myself. I told the officer I was not suicidal and explained what had happened, and they both looked disgusted and apologized for bothering me and what I was going through. The look of pity from the officers made me feel worse. I felt just ashamed having to tell these 2 guys that. I'm not sure why I felt ashamed, but I did. Anyways, Dad wants me to talk to him. I have no idea what to do here. I have no other family, no aunts or uncles, and now no fiancé either anymore. I have kept busy by going to the gym and trying to live my life as normally as possible. My fiancé has moved back with her parents, but she is apparently still in contact with my dad since Dad keeps texting me that she is worried about me. Apparently I am the asshole here since he feels that I should not treat her this way. So yeah, I am the asshole here apparently. I mean, what do I even do here? I have ended it with her clearly, but then there is my dad who is now trying to fix things and wants me to forgive her. I honestly just want them both to leave me alone. Block them. And throw them in the trash. And when she leaves him because it's no longer fun feeding him his denture-friendly mush and changing his adult diapers in 5 years, don't take her back. Don't worry, by that time she would have already been cheating on the father with someone else. With his dad. Instead of the corporate ladder, she's climbing the family tree. I actually laughed at that, one of those funny because it's true statements. Okay, this was Golden Lamau. By the time she's done, she'll be digging up graves and pouring ash in her vug. Out of pocket. Unfortunately that won't work, as Op said he has no other family, so going to assume that means he's gone. I mean, unless she's into necrophilia. Yeah, it's not ultra old, but it's still not going to turn out well for her. The dude's too old to keep up with a 25-year-old, and given that he's thrown his own son under the bus, I can guarantee he's scummy enough to use her without leaving her any lasting security in life. He's one broken hip away from her realizing she's wasting her 20s on a dude who's too infirm to eat onions or stay up past 9 p.m. unless he's got enough money to plate his dick in gold and pay other guys to take her out clubbing. This is a disaster waiting to happen. What a foolish girl. He's not going to break a hip at 50. Older than this disgusting piece of shit, got all my own teeth, still able to hold my bodily functions in, and can still duck without the aid of any medication or contraptions. I know you are probably pretty young, but hold the front pages. Your parents and possibly grandparents have still got a sex life. Now there is something that all you youngsters have got to look forward to. But definitely not with your own family's partners. This is something you can never forgive. It's more like when she is 50 to 60 he will be 75 to 85, and she will have to take care of him. One of my friend's parents has a 30-year age gap, where the mom is 50 and the dad is now 80. The mom is so miserable because she's still attractive and energetic, and she is literally stuck taking care of a senile old man who no longer resembles the man she loved. My friend has a strict rule that he won't date anyone more than 3 years younger than him because it was so impactful on him growing up. When he was a child, his dad couldn't chase him around or play with him very well because he had knee problems. Not taking a jab at you, but let's be honest here. A 25-year-old is more an accident waiting to happen to an old man than a viable sex partner. No old man needs someone so young doing acrobatics on them in bed. And no 25-year-old is getting satisfied from that experience anyways. I'm not saying old guys shouldn't get out there and get some. They absolutely should. With old ladies. There's nothing at all wrong or gross about old men getting some old lady pussy and sharing an Ovaltine with her as they go to bed early watching Jeopardy in the nude. That sounds like a solid date, and doesn't involve a 20-year-old throwing out grandpa's back. Am I the only one rooting for that possibility? The father has a heart attack during sex and she has to live with that trauma for the rest of her life. Bloody hell, I must be really angry at this situation to wish something so dark on these people. True, but he's only in his 50s, he's hardly an old man. Not saying the age gap isn't ridiculous, just that calling him old is. Update me 25M. My father 55M had an affair with my fiancée 25F. Hey everybody, thanks for all the messages and advice. I did not expect this post to blow up as much as it did, but I just wanted to post an update on how things stand. First of all, I am doing okay. In fact, I have slept well these last few nights and had support from some unexpected places. Many of you wanted me to go public and tell everyone. Well, I did not have to. My now ex-fiancée took care of that for me. She told her best friend expecting sympathy, instead she raged at her, and now most of her friends and mine are now fully aware of what has happened. Her best friend called me and we spoke for over an hour. Apparently whatever angry thought I may have had regarding my now ex-fiancée was nothing to what she and her friends subjected her to. They have completely cut her off, and they even asked her if she slept with any of their fathers. Her best friend also told me that she still believes I will forgive her and that she wants me back. Not happening, and seems to be a little, shall we say, unstable right now. She seems like a total wreck. I also spoke to her parents and told them to give her time and don't kick her out. I honestly, despite what she did, don't want her to do anything stupid. Her parents are probably more pissed at her than I am. I also met Dad. We spoke in person, and honestly the reason we spoke is that I wanted to pick up some things from home. I had a friend of mine with me just in case I felt the urge to punch him. He made no attempt at small talk, and my friend was walking very close to me like was expecting me to attack him and was ready to restrain me if it happened. So that's the update. GF is a nervous wreck dumped by all her friend. Her BFF and I have become good friends. No, we are not sleeping together or anything like that, but she has supported me and we have kept talking on the phone. She had been cheated on herself, but she could not even begin to imagine what I went through. Honestly, I feel okay. My dad I have cut off completely after I got some of my mom's things, including her wedding ring. I am taking this. I told him, he did not argue, and you can have this, and gave him my engagement ring. Not expensive, and honestly I did not know what I was gonna do with it anyways. He just looked at me, and now finally it dawned upon him just how badly he had messed up. I also told him to stop telling her that I may forgive her. You are messing with her head and she needs to realize it's over. He said he would not contact her again. I told him I did not care if he did or not. I got in the car and left and felt a lot better. So that's the update, folks. I may have gone too far with the ring business, but honestly if he wants her then he can marry her. I have had great support from many people, including here, and ready to move the hell on. But if you have any questions I can try to answer if anything is unclear. Like I said in the last post, the realization that your father lost the two most important people in his life only this time by his own doing. That's a greater burden he'll now have to live with. Your ex is already facing the punishment of being ostracized by everyone. I'm pretty sure the realization is hitting her as well. Based on her mental state, she's already feeling the shame. Glad to hear everyone supported you. Also good you have backbone. Hope you'll heal soon. I'm not by nature a vengeful person, but this tickles my insides that the two assholes are the ones that come out of this looking bad. Far too often it seems to go the other way. True, probably the only thing I feel is pity. They've made their choices now and they're facing the aftermath. I feel more bad for Op being betrayed by the people that were family. Especially by someone that raised him. That's what happens when you surround yourself with people with ethics and sense. So glad her friends gave her a wake-up call. So often in these subs I see families/friends supporting the betrayer, or at least trying to get the betrayed to not be mad. I never could understand that. But then again I feel people like that are followers or those can't think for themselves. This post honestly belongs in r/just no family and very likely r/raised by narcissists. I think the major contributor to this is how the ex told her BFF about it. It sounds like she was entirely truthful about it and expected her BFF to be on her side. Rather than tell lies to the BFF about what went down. It really helps when you know the other person is not living their best life without you. I don't think that's vindictiveness. I think it's a sense of justice. You shatter my world and then ride off into the sunset to be happy is just not a healthy thought to live with. But you shattered my world and instantly got to know what it feels like and give you closure much, much faster. You launched the karma, but you caught it on the rebound. We're square. I won't be seeing you. This 100%. I got my toxic AF family from my life. All of their family vacations are miserable clusterfucks now. With extra credit for the nonchalance with which he dealt with his sperm donor. Brilliant Op, we are so proud of you. You kept your dignity, and that's the best possible outcome for something like this. It sounds like you handled everything really well. I'm sorry all this happened, but it's better to find out now than after you're married. You're a boss. Took the high road but still carved the toxic people out of your life. Don't let either of them back in ever either. The level of callousness on both of their parts needed to do that, I can't even put it into words. That's irredeemable emo and I tend to be a forgiving person. My now ex-fiancée took care of that for me. She told her best friend expecting sympathy. Your ex-fiancée is not the sharpest tool in the shed, is she? He just looked at me and now finally it dawned upon him just how badly he had messed up. Only then it dawned upon him how badly he had messed up. JFC, you ex and your dad are a match made in heaven regarding the intellectual department. No intellectual discussions at their dining table. Well done, you've handled this without any deaths or injuries. I didn't think that was possible. I can't get over this. I'll bang my son's fiancée, what could go wrong? I mean, when he was getting undressed with her, it never once crossed his mind, this isn't how I should treat my son. Really? Not once? Then the fiancé expects sympathy? What planet are these people on? Dad needs therapy. He lost his spouse and clearly did not deal with the loss. People who feel pain will almost always dish out pain to others. Okay, I'm gonna get downvoted for this, but honestly I'd expect my friend to be there for me. Of course they can call me the duck out and everything. But they are friends, and even though what she did was beyond messed up, I'd still expect my friends to stand by me. Like I'd never ditch someone for something that has nothing to do with me. A friend of mine cheated on her ex before they broke up and it would have never crossed my mind to abandon her. She was dealing enough with guilt and shame and whatnot. Sure, I wasn't happy about it, but that's her cross to carry and I can be there for her regardless. Edit, lol guys, this is about cheating, not murdering someone. The world isn't black and white. This is not about any criminal offense. I think the issue for me would be, do I want to maintain a friendship with someone who is unethical? Sleeping with your fiancé's father is beyond the pale. I would have no respect for that friend after that. Sure, it's not ethical, but damn, people duck up. Sometimes bad. But yes, everyone has their own line they view as unredeemable for another person/friend. Yeah, we're only human, we make mistakes. However, sleeping with your fiancé's dad is pretty far past most people's line. Imagine if your so was sleeping with one of your parents, it'd be ducked up if your friends sided with them. Well, her BFF had been cheated on and humiliated, which is a story she did not share with that many, but her BFF and her other friends wrote to me and said if it was a random guy, okay, we would be mad at her because you are our friend, but we would still love you both. But I think the fact that it was my dad that really pissed them off, and honestly, had it been a random guy, okay, put a hold on the wedding and tried to figure out what we both wanted, and I might even have forgiven her, but not this. I have told them to back off and don't be too hard on her, and some of them promised they would reach out to her since I asked. I don't wanna see her end up in psych ward. If a friend of mine did that, I would no longer want to be friends with them. I would question my own choices ending up with a friend like that. Sometimes standing by a person is the wrong thing to do. Cheating, especially in such a heinous way like this, shows a lot about a person and nothing good. Plus, I only want my friends to be the best people they can be. If I help them every time they screw people over like this, I'm only enabling this behavior in the future. Sometimes standing by someone is letting them feel the consequences of their shitty behavior. My friend was always there for me, always stood by my side, and is the best friend I could wish for. Regardless of what she did in her own relationship that I wasn't part of. I don't view it as black and white. She is dealing with enough consequences already. What if your friend killed someone? Attended a clan rally? You'd really stick by your friend and take their side no matter what? Or just you don't think this particular offense is that bad? This is about cheating and not killing someone. Lol, obviously you are allowed to draw your own line. I'm not preventing you from doing anything else. Like, I'd never ditch someone for something that has nothing to do with me. If your best friend raped and murdered a child, would you still associate with them? This is about cheating, not murdering or other criminal offenses. God, you guys just love to pull the whataboutism card. Sorry I wasn't clear that this was about cheating as a duck up. This is the outcome I was hoping for. I remember your post and am so glad you didn't assault your dad, which I 100% understand why you'd want to, and that you gave her the boot. Amazing restraint and grace in handling this situation. This is textbook. Going North Carolina with both is best for you mentally also. Thank you for the update, and I wish for absolutely nothing but the best of the best for you going forward, Op. Lean on friends, old and new, and find the happiness and respect that you deserve. We're proud of you, my guy. Keep pushing. Better days are ahead. They even asked her if she slept with any of their fathers. I found this part so funny. I think it's because I just read the first post where somebody said she's gonna sleep with your grandfather next. So that's the update, folks. I may have gone too far with the ring business, but honestly, if he wants her, then he can marry her. Too far? No, the ring thing you did was ducking perfect. You deserve to have your mother's ring far more than he does, and what you left in its place is just poetic perfection. This was a great read. Cheers to cutting the cancer out of your life, Op. Why did they tell you originally? Did they think it would be cool or something? Weird. I think she was actually feeling guilty and she basically could handle any more lying. And given her mental state right now, who knows what went through her mind. I don't know what your ex was thinking when she told her friends. And hoped they would be on her side. That's messed up. Glad you're moving forward with your life. Keep updating us. Honestly, I have seen cheating happen to others, and if it had been with a random guy, I honestly don't think it would have been this bad. It would be grounds for breaking the engagement off, yes, but I don't think they would have been that angry at her. But one of her friends wrote to me that if her BF cheated with some random woman, that would be one thing, but if he cheated with her mom, she would have lost it. And I agree, cheating happens quite frequently, and I rather it had been some random guy that would have been hurtful, but nothing like this. Hell, we may even have worked through it. That's my point. It's one thing with a random person and you treated her like crap. But with a family member it's another. Especially if you didn't treat her like crap. Then what was she hoping for? The only reason I'm commenting is because you chose to have some self-respect even though it was difficult. Duck those 2 paws, you did the right thing. This sub has way too many people who don't respect themselves and keep looking for support from people to convince them it's okay to stay with shit people. Give us an update, some rhyme. In the future. Wanna know about your improved life? Keep your head high, you just got rid of 2 Pikachu-faced idiots. Final update, me 25M. My father 55M had an affair with my fiancée 25F. Hi, I just decided to post one final update. Since I had been bombarded with questions on how I'm doing, and if anything has happened, I am doing okay. My dad and my ex-fiancée have not contacted me at all and have left me alone. I have had moments where I felt lonely and angry, but I had people who have been there for me. My ex-fiancée's BFF and I have gotten close and we decided to go on a trip just to be with her. We are not together, but we have gotten close to that my ex-fiancée, like many predicted, have been talking and someone spotted them together in town. I kind of suspected it would happen. And honestly does not bother me. They deserve each other. And just thankful I found out before I married her that more people have found out what happened now, and that she has lost a huge part of their social circle. So I guess with many disgusted with them, they both found each other miserable and loves company after all. I also made it clear to my other friends that if they want to contact her and talk to her, that also does not bother me. I don't want to control anyone or make anyone feel they have to stay away from her because of me. I am not going to be a vindictive a-hole, as that only hurts me in the long run. So to summarize, I am doing okay, still seeing a therapist and have gotten close to my ex-fiancée's former best friend. I do get depressed and feel angry and lonely sometimes, but I have learned to deal with it. I spent an entire weekend cleaning my apartment to get my ex-fiancée's perfume smell out of my apartment, since that was a big trigger for me, and decided to buy a new bed and then new couch and redecorated a bit to sell the old bed at my old couch. And honestly it feels like a new apartment, a fresh start. If you will. Thanks to everybody for your advice, concerns, and comments. They helped a lot and needed to vent about it. Good for you, dude. For being a bigger and better person. Work on yourself and never stop growing and changing. He really sounds like he is on the road to recovery. Hope he has a bright future ahead. Dude, I'm glad you took the time to update. I'm glad you're doing better than I expected. You're the man. Keep on going forward. As you were able to tell, there were lots of people rooting for you and really worried. Take care and keep doing what makes you happy. ETA, I think what you did with the engagement ring was above all the best slap in the face with class I have ever seen. Score 1 for the good guy. Just when I think I've heard everything, something like this comes along. The stupidity and insensitivity of people never ceases to amaze. What is equally incredible, though, is your resilience and determination to get through this with your sanity intact. You're seeing a therapist, you've cut ties with those who hurt you, and you're optimistic about the future. Just want to encourage you to allow yourself to grieve. You've lost 3 important people in your life in a relatively short period of time. I'm glad you have a friend to support you, and I imagine you have many more as well. Give yourself time, and one day you'll find someone you can trust with your heart. I think I might have folded if it had not been for the other people in my life. Hell, I might have gotten back together with her again. Because there were times I woke up alone in my apartment actually missing her. If I had been alone with those thoughts, I might, out of fear of being alone, have forgiven her. Nah man, you'd be waking up thinking all is well with her until you remember what happened. You'd feel disgusted for the rest of your life with such a person. Not worth even toying with such an idea. You're lonely and that's understandable. You will not feel lonely forever though. There will be someone who will fill that gap without reminding you of your ex. And as for your dad, you know damn well their relationship won't last, and down the line he will come to apologize. Whether you can forgive him or not, it's up to you, but I personally would cut him off for good. Because there were times I woke up alone in my apartment actually missing her. Not exactly, you were missing the person you thought she was. We can never 100% know another person. Unfortunately, your mental image of who she is was off the mark in a bad way. Just keep that in mind. She has shown you who she truly is. Your mental image of her as a cheater and such is the more correct mental image. But it still hurts to miss the illusion that she had created of who she was. It's great to hear that you're doing better. Honestly, it's kind of hard to wrap your head around this one. What did they expect you to do after confessing? From your previous posts it almost sounded like your dad thought your reaction was a bit over the top. It wasn't. Not that it's an excuse, but do you think your father is completely in his right mind? This just seems so messed up to me. Anyways, I wish you the best. Honestly, I wondered, but I will probably never get a truthful answer, and honestly I think my ex-fiancé is the one dealing with a mental issue. They are both mentally messed up, let's just leave it at that. No fiancé and father should be ducking behind anyone, the 3Fs don't work. Just focus on yourself and someday you are gonna laugh at the absurdity of it. Probably stay away from your father in the future. I'm so glad you asked this question. I just cannot understand what their intentions were. Did they expect forgiveness and a continuation of Friday night dinners and family life? Like what? Reading your story is like a gut punch. A part of me hopes that it is fake, but if it isn't, damn up. You bounced back though. Well done. No, not fake, I can assure you. I even got contacted by a girl on Reddit who experienced her boyfriend sleeping with her mom, and the way her story ended was way worse than mine. The BF out of shame committed suicide and her mom disowned her, and she did not have a big social network as I had. That poor girl dealt with that on her own, and if she could move forward then I have no excuse who have my own place and supportive people around me. I believe you're referring to this one? Her mom disowned her? Hoping it was the other way around because the mum can just duck off. I just read her story and updates. I hope her life is going well now. We hope you have enjoyed today's episode. Please comment, like and subscribe. Cheers. Have a wonderful day or night, wherever you are.